Hello everyone, welcome to this new video of variations. So in today's video we are going to learn about a concept, that is we have to check if a number is a sunny number or not. Well, what does that mean, that a number is a sunny number? For that, let me just write it over here. We have to find out if a number is a sunny number. So a sunny number is basically a positive integer number. Okay. Well, what does that mean? Simple, a number, any number we have to find out. Say for example, if I will say 8 is a number, so it is a positive integer number. We have to check whether this given number, say num we can say, or n I can say, whatever variable I will choose. I just have to determine if this number 8 is a sunny number or not. Now the question is how it is defined as a sunny number. What are the rules for defining the sunny number? So basically a sunny number or any number is called as a sunny number if, I will write the condition over here as well, if n plus 1, or we can say num plus 1 is a perfect square. What does that mean? It means if I have taken the num variable or n variable is equal to 8. So 8 plus 1 I have to check. What is 8 plus 1? 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. Is 9 a perfect square? Yes, 9 is a perfect square. Therefore, 9 will be called as the sunny number. This is actually our question. How we are going to do this? Let us now find out. Now, what I will be doing, I'll be deleting the question for now, because now we have understood the concept that what exactly the question is. Okay, so we have to check whether a given number is a sunny number or not. Okay, let us assume we have given a number n and it is equal to 8. I will be taking the same number because we have already understood the question on that number. Okay. So now my first concept will be, number one step, I will find out if it is a perfect square or not. Perfect square. What is to be a perfect square? This 8 plus 1, right? I have to check if this 8 plus 1 is a perfect square. I can say yes, if you can notice, I have just defined it into a method. That is fine. We can also define it in a method, or even if you want to do it directly, we can also do that directly. How? I will just simply write if, I will check if n plus 1 is a perfect square or not. Now, if it is a perfect square, I will return yes, and if it is not, I will write here, if it is not, then I will return what? False. So basically, because our question is to find out if a given number is a sunny number, I have to return the user a boolean value, right? Either true or false. So it would be better if we will be defining that into a particular method. So for that, I will be just defining a method over here that if it is a perfect square, then it will return as yes. If it is not, then it will return as a false. Okay, it's a very simple concept. Now, let us find out if it is a perfect square. How to find out that? Number one step, I will simply find out the square root of 8n plus 1. Can I say that I will take a variable, say x, and x I will be storing the value n plus 1. What does that mean? That means x is having the value 9. Can we do that? Yes. I will now check the square root of 9. So I have already been provided the math file, and in that math file I have a function math.square. I will now check what is the value of math.square of x, and that will be equal to what? That will be equal to 3, right? Number second point, I will now check, I can also do that, the whatever square value which I have given, I will store this into a variable. Let me just suppose it to be equal to s. Now, Next step, because I have stored the value of this mat.square into a variable s, I will further check what am I supposed to now check? I will check if s minus or I can say, let me just difference it. In the next step I will find out another value. Let me take a variable, say y, and I will be storing some operation on that. Math dot floor method I'm going to apply on this s. Why? What is the reason for that? Why am I supposed to apply the floor operation? Because this floor method, it is basically a method of math file, okay, and it will return us the closest positive number that is basically less than or equal to the given argument. Okay, so it will return us the largest, or we can say the closest positive number. Therefore, if the value is already equal to the given integer, then it will return you the same value. And if the argument is a positive 0, a negative 0, or any other value, it will then return you the same value. Therefore, what we will do now, please have a look. I will just store this math.floor value of s, because I have to check the rounded value. The closest largest number for 3 is of course 3. It will be, right? It will not be 4. So what we are getting in y, I will be getting in y 3, right? And I will be returning the value x minus y. What will be the value of x minus y? Of course it will be 0, right? So if I will say return, or I can just, for now, just for better understanding, I will say if x minus y, because it will be 0, if it is equal to what? If it is equal to 0, that will be definitely equal to 0, then it will return us what? Yes. How? Because 3 minus 3 is equal to 0, and 0 is equal to 0. Yes, it means n plus 1 is a perfect square, because 9 is a perfect square, right? Because it will never have a double value or any other value, or closest to it also it is only 3. The rounded value for after calculating the floor method will also be 3. So it will give us the yes value. If I am taking another variable, say 7 or 6 or any other value which is not a perfect value, then the floor value will never be the closest value as that of it, and it will return us false. Okay, hope you guys understand the logical part of it. Let us now move on to the coding section. So now this is my main class, and in my main class what I will be doing, I'll be taking an integer variable, say n, and n is equal to what? N is equal to 8. Okay. Now, because I have already done with the method, so I will be defining a method over here. I will be defining a method, say, I will be saying check if it is a sunny number, and I will be providing it a value that is n. Rather than to create object of the class and then access this method, I will be taking this method as a static method. Okay. Please have a look. Now I will check if n plus 1 is a perfect square. How am I going to do that? I will write it down. Well, I have to write the condition. If it is perfect square, then print yes, else print y, or no, we can say. Okay, if it is not. I haven't written up the condition yet because I have to check if this number is a perfect square or a sunny number. So for calculating the sunny number, I will be defining another method as well, which will be actually calculating and returning us a Boolean value. Okay, so how am I going to do that? I will be defining a method over here that is Boolean, and I will write down is perfect square, and I will be taking it and I will be passing it a value, so that when we will calculate the floor and the values, it will just return me the exact value for that. Okay, and it is returning us a Boolean value, therefore it will be returning us something. For now I will be taking it as false. Let me just delete it in fact. Again, I will be taking this method as well as a static method. Now in here, because I have to check if it is a perfect square, so I will be calling this method only. Okay, so I will write down if it is a perfect square. What is to be a perfect square? N plus 1 I have to provide it, right? So if it is a perfect square, print yes. If it is not, print no. Now I have to check for this. So for this, I will be firstly finding out the floating point value of square root of x. So what is the floating point value of it? I will be calculating a value, say s, which we have discussed. So mat dot square root of x, right? That will be stored into s value. Now, if square root is an integer, whatever square root value we have got, say if it is 3.0, I will be just displaying it for you guys. Okay, so if it is 3.0, let me just find out if it is an integer or not, or the closest value, because as I told you, the floor value will give you the closest positive integer. So I will be saying it, return what is the value of s, okay, minus math dot floor. I'm doing the operation at the same point. Okay, if it is equal to 0, then return that particular value. Okay, so if it is equal to 0, it will say you yes. If it is not equal to 0, it will print you false, right? So let me just show you the answer over here. Well, here in the main method, I haven't called the method above. So I have to call which number? I have to call check if it is a sunny number. Well, because my window is not adjustable right now and it will not get moved, so I will just print the output over here. This is the exact output which we have got. Okay, 3.0, and yes, 3.0 is actually the square which we have got over here. This is the square value of x, that is the square value of 9, because of course the n, I will show you once again. Here we have provided it 8. When we are calling the method, it will be 8, right? And then we are finding out it in another method, that is 8 plus 1 we have got. It means it is going to check if it is a perfect square of the 9 value. So mat dot square root of 9 will be what? It will be 3.0. It will be then calculating the closest value of s. Let me just show you that as well. Okay, one second. I will print it here. Floor, one second, floor of, so that you guys can have a clear vision of it. And I will print it here, math dot floor. Well, it's a very sad thing that my window of the recording has not been adjusted yet clearly, so I can't just show you the exact console. In fact, the console is over here, it is not being visible. See, this is the actually output which we have got. The floor of s is what? The floor of s is 3.0. So they are, both of them are same. If they are same, it simply means that it is a perfect square. Okay, hope you guys have understood the concept. Thank you very much.